Alright, this is going to be drawing, we'll call it Auxillary 4. Same as the other ones, we're going to put 2 on 1 because they're small, relatively simple. I'm going to go to my model space. I'm going to start with my object lines. Start with the 2 views it gives me on the paper. It gives me a front and a side view. Got 2 wide, 2.5 tall, 2 goes up. Let me take some center lines, midpoint to midpoint, top to bottom, left to right. Something's off here. Let me pull it up the sides. Alright. In the middle, there is a circle. The circle is diameter 1.5. Right now I'm entering radius. Half of 1.5 is 3/4. I'm going to do the other view. 3, 2.5. 45, connect over. I'll bring over a center line. I'm going to bring over 2 hidden lines. Top of the circle and the bottom of the circle. Alright, I'm going to start the auxiliary view, offset, some distance, doesn't really matter. I'm going to offset the width. This is the width here, doesn't change here, so it's 2. I'm going to close the top and the bottom. Now, I also have to bring up where the pin lines hit that front face. Right? I need those to help me make this circle here. It's cut on an angle, so it's going to get stretched out to an ellipse. So I'm going to go axis end, midpoint, midpoint. Then this distance, don't just click on the side here because it doesn't go all the way to the side. There's some space. This distance doesn't change, so I can literally type in what the radius was on the other one. So radius was 0.75. And then get rid of those guidelines. That's the front face. Now I just have to do the back face. So I'm going to bring up guidelines for all 4 of those things. Top and bottom edge, and top and bottom of the circle there. They are close line up, don't match exactly. I'm going to extend up the sides here because that's the very top. That's the section here. You'll be able to see it. Then I'm going to use trim the extra off. Alright, I'm going to try and remind myself. Let me add a little tail here. This one, or here, I'll just change it. That's going to be the top edge of the circle on the back side. I'll do the same thing with this one. Alright, top edge, you can see, so it's object. These things I don't need anymore. This bottom edge goes the whole way across, straight across, it is hidden. And same as on the front, all I need to do is make my ellipse. Alright, midpoint of the hidden line, midpoint here, and then radius doesn't change for this way, the side, angle, whatever you want to call it. change it to hidden. Now, I'll get rid of these two guidelines. Alright, this is a hole, this is the front of the hole, this is the back of the hole, so it's going to be connected. It's not magic. Side of one to the side of the other. Same thing coming up. Now here is the only tricky part. This circle, the majority of it you cannot see. Basically from here all the way around is all hidden. This little ledge you can see. This space here I can see the whole way through the opening, through past on to Never Never Land. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim this bottom off. And then I'm going to use mirror. Select that circle, select the midpoint or the side widest point. Alright, so now I have two of them. Change this bottom one to object. And then I'm going to trim back so that I just have the object going there. Then this one is all done. Let me add in my couple of dimensions. Got my 3. Got my 2.5. Make sure you know it's centered. An inch. 2 inches. This distance. 1 inch and a quarter. I'll do my 45 and aligned top to bottom of the front face. Again, 2.5 tall, should come up as 3.5355. So that is the heat shield. And that one's all done. I'm going to do the next one right below it. Back to my object line. And do my side. Right, let me come down 1.5 inch, 0.5, 0.5 inch, 0.5 inch, 2 point, bada bing, trim. Oh, I misadjusted. It should be 1.5 inches from the bottom, so these should be 1 inch. So let me move this down 0.5 and reconnect. I apologize, I was getting ahead of myself. I will dimension that in case you don't have headphones and you're not listening to my color commentation as I go through and build this. Over. Get some center lines. Here. Here. Alright, dimensions. Here to the bottom, 1.5 inches. 0.5. 0.5. Give me a radius of 1. And my 3. And my 45. Alright. Done with these two. Auxiliary view time. Offset some distance. And it is too wide. Back to object. Connect across the top, across the bottom. I'm going to bring some guidelines. Where this line hits the angled face, I'm going to bring it up, over, and across. Where the center line hits this face, I'm going to bring it up, over, and across. Trim, here, here. Alright, I'm going to do the notch first. I know the top edge of the notch, I just need how far in to go. This distance doesn't change when it's cut on this angle, so it's 0.5 in. 0.5 and down, 0.5 and down. Trim, duty. Alright, make sure I get axis end. There's a half circle here, so when you cut on an angle, it's going to be a half ellipse. Widest point, top edge. Trim that half off. Trim the sides, delete the top edge, delete, and one more trim. Alright, that is that front face. Now I'm going to do the back face. Bring the top edge over, bring the center line up, bring the notch on the bottom, up and over, bottom corner, up and over. Alright, I'm going to start on the bottom, kind of work my way up. Alright, this stump on the bottom, the width of it doesn't change. So it's going to go all the way to here. This line is the bottom of the stump. This line is where it switches from skinny to wide. So it's going to go all the way to that second line. All the way to the second line. And it's going to come out 0.5. Out 0.5. And delete that line. And connect here. That hidden line is the bottom edge on the back side. Get rid of that guideline. Alright, the width doesn't change. So I'm going to take widest point. I'm going to take it up all the way to, actually I can cheat a little bit. I'll just go to this next line. As long as you do it right, you'll be fine here. Alright. Now, this line represents where the ellipse is at its widest point. So I'm going to do axis end. I'm going to select those 2 points. I'm going to select where this comes at 45 and hits this line. That's my topmost edge. Trim the bottom half off. Get rid of this line. Rid of this line. And that one is all done. Do my dimensions, add in my line here, midpoint of that part, to bottom edge here, 3, 5, 3, 5. Now I have all the other dimensions. So that is the second one all done. Again, you're going to have 2 of these on one. Once you get both of these done, switch to your layout, zoom extents, and then you can print that one and you are good to go. Save as